wait, Kyle Richards is finally admitting that she's ready to start dating women. We have Vicki Gunvalson, who is now clapping back at Tamra Judge for the accusations that she made against Shannon and Vicki after the Tres Abuelas had their fallen out. And then Monica Garcia, she's talking about her divorce following the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion part 1. I hope you are ready for it.
Oh, hi, it's me, Zack Peter, pop culture junkie, reality TV insider, published author, and host of the No Filter with Zack Peter podcast. Here I'll bring you all the latest news on the Real Housewives, deep dives into celebrity legal scandals, and unfiltered convos with your favorite stars. I've got you covered, and yes, I always keep receipts. So be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for all the latest tea. Now, let's dive in.
Hello, happy Wednesday, everybody. I've had quite the eventful week this week. I got back from Sequoia on Sunday, and then on Monday, I taped for Court TV. Yesterday, I had a meeting at Spotify headquarters here in downtown LA, which was so dope. I think I don't know, I think you're going to see a lot more from me and Spotify this year, 2024. We gonna get it. You know, we invest, we work hard, we do what we got to do. So I had a very good meeting at Spotify. And let me tell you, their headquarters in downtown is like, whoo-wee, fire, fire, fire. So I look forward to seeing what's going to, I think we're going to like make some changes to like the Zack Pack and maybe, you know, add some more fun additional perks for members of the Zack Pack. So if you're a member, be sure to keep your membership active, or you can sign up with the link in the description below. And then also in the link in the description below, we have our new merch, Ruthless Not Toothless. Ruthless Not Toothless. I'm wearing my Ruthless Not Toothless shirt today. We also have Find Me at Jason's shirts, Zack Pack hoodies, and No Filter caps. Like I said, guys, as soon as your merch comes in, send me your photos. Tag me in your stories. I love seeing you guys rock the merch, doing the damn thing. Send me your photos. Tag me in your stories, like post on your Instagram story, and then like tag me at No Filter with Zack or at Just Plain Zack, which is my personal handle, and I'll repost you and I'll chat and we'll get it, girl, get it, girl, to the front, to the right, to the back, girl. It's your not. I know he thinks you're fine and stuff, but does he know how to wind you up? And then tomorrow I'm taping the OKOP podcast. Like, listen, a bitch stays booked and busy. Okay. Boom, that was a bad ochre. Sorry, that was like a flat tire ochre. Let's try that again. Okay. There we go. See, I still got it in me. Last night, I went to the Netflix screening of Grisella. So Grisella is a new Netflix show that's coming out starring Sofia Vergara. The trailer is out. I've been going to a lot of Netflix stuff lately. I with my friend Andy. I went with him to the premiere of Good Grief, which is Dan Levy's new movie for Netflix. So good, by the way. If you need like a good tearjerker, definitely watch Good Grief on Netflix. It's Dan Levy. It's about him and his husband ends up dying, which I'm not giving away a spoiler, but his husband passes away very suddenly and unexpectedly. And then he finds out that his husband was seeing somebody else and like goes on this journey to like, you know, find or learn more about the husband's other life that he was having and grieving the loss of his husband while also discovering like his husband was not the person that he thought that he was, and like the layers of grief and like finding love again and like all that good stuff. It's so fucking good. I was trying to watch it the other night and I was like, no, I'm gonna cry and I just don't want to know. I don't want to think about love right now and grief and loss and all that shit, you know, just like all the sad shit. But Grisella, fucking good. So it comes out on January 25th. Which is in 2 weeks. So Erica Jane hosted the special screening that Netflix had at their headquarters last night. So Andy and I went to that, which was a lot of fun. They didn't have cocktails though. Netflix, if I have any recommendations, it's that if you're gonna have a screening, if you're gonna have a party, well, there was no after party, there was no pre-party, there was just like sodas and popcorn. Which I mean, listen, I'm grateful to even come, grateful to be there, but like. It was great. Such a good time. The show is good. Sofia Vergara, like completely, if you watch the trailer, like she doesn't even look like herself. She's completely transformed herself. And it is incredible. But Erica hosted it, which was a lot of fun. And she looked fucking hot. Hold on, I have a photo. Because she looked incredible. So the show's Grisella, and if you just look, she was wearing like this sexy blue dress, and her hair was like va va voom. You can see it on her Instagram story as well. She posted like a video because they had like donuts, powdered donuts, which at first when I walked in, I was like, powdered donuts, then you realize, oh, it's a show about cocaine and drugs, and got it. And she's becoming, it reminds me of Queen of the South. But like, with the, I don't know, she's like got 3 kids, and so she's like trying to start over after her husband. Like, she's really, I think the story's a little richer with Sophia and Griselda. But I think it's based off of, is it based off a true story? I'm not entirely sure. But okay, let's see. Should talk about Kyle and the Vimmers, about the girlfriends. So there was a new clip that was released from tonight's Wednesday night's episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. There was a clip that came out, and it's a clip of all the women. They're having lunch. It looks like they're playing a card game, like those question prompt games. But then Kyle randomly asks, she's like, would any of you guys ever date a woman? And suddenly Dorit's just like, what? Like, what do you mean, would we ever? Like, Dorit was so taken aback by the question. And the other women kind of answer, and Sutton's like, well, my cousin's a lesbian. I was like, yeah, that's kind of the same thing. She's like, my cousin's a lesbian. And so Kyle's like, you know what? Yeah, I would actually, I think I would. Yeah, I'm open to that. And everyone's like, what? Like, Kyle's now suddenly, and even Garcelle is just like, wait a minute. A couple years ago, Kyle was like, clutching her pearls because we were having conversations about threesomes. And now here we are, and Kyle's talking about having a relationship with a woman and talking about scissoring. Like, Kyle had just discovered what it means to scissor, and hello, I've been saying Kyle and Morgan might be scissor sisters. And if they're not, like, listen, Kyle could be like, hey, Morgan, hey, girl, like, I'm like, what is scissoring? Like, does that have to do with the scrapbook? And she's just like, listen, this scrapbook's got some flaps, but there is no construction paper. And I'm pretty sure I could imagine them just being like, oh, Denise and Brandy, oh, well, I can show you, you do this. And Kyle was like demonstrating the legs about like what you do when you're scissoring. And it's just scissor sisters, we're scrapbooking together. That's like the new cover, Scrapbook Sisters. Yeah, it was interesting. So a lot of people are like, ooh, and even Dorit in her confessional, she was like, this is interesting. And Garcelle's like, this is a new side of Kyle. Like, she's gone sober, Morgan's sober. She's working out more, she's investing in herself. She's, got this possibly secret relationship that she's denying is a relationship because her and Morgan are just friends. I don't know. It's an interesting vibe for sure. But do you guys think that Kyle is now kind of turning to I mean, if she's now open to dating women, maybe it was one of those situations where like she had a really close bond with Morgan Wade, gonna make you fall in love with me. Like, they had a close bond, and then Kyle's like, oh, maybe I can develop feelings. Maybe I am interested in something other than, Mauricio's Umansky. No. It's just interesting, right? Scootica Blue says, this show isn't even about the women anyone. It's about the production crew and the writers, and I can't stand them. The crew behind the scenes has ruined the show. They're disgusting. What show? What crew? What's going on? How is this show not about the women and it's about the crew? Is Kyle screwing one of the crew members? Is that how she became a lesbian? Let's be honest, sister. Let's be honest. But I think, Morgan possibly was able to fulfill Kyle's emotional coming out of grief, going through this, metamorphosis, midlife crisis, rediscovery of who she is now, that she's in her 50s. I think Morgan may have unlocked something in Kyle, and maybe there was something that she never really got to fully explore. I also love that we're getting a lot more of Big Kathy in last week's episode, in Paris in Love season 2. Like, we're getting a lot more insight into their upbringing and how Big Kathy raised them and the trauma that they still carry, that each of them still carries to this day. Like when we see the scenes with Kim and Kyle talking about Big Kathy, we see the way that Kathy was talking about Big Kathy, her mom, on Paris's show. So it's interesting that like this is finally starting to come to light. Like maybe Kyle felt like she had to suppress her inner, her inner scissor sister side because that's not what Big Kathy wanted for them. Because when you read House of Hilton, you find out that like Big Kathy wanted them to find rich men, successful men, marry a rich man, have a lot of kids with the rich man. Like those were her priorities. If you can't become rich and famous, then you should either become rich or famous. If you can't become famous, then definitely marry a rich man. That was what Kim Richards did, right? Kim Richards married a lot of very wealthy men and had children with them. Kim's whole story, by the way, when we get into House of Hilton and all of that stuff, Kim's whole story is wild. I think one of her, was it her husband? Or no, I think it was her fiance. I remember she was on the phone with him when he got murdered. Like he walked into a deli and she's like talking to him on the phone. And the next thing you know, boom, he gets like slayed. And then she had to go and identify the body. It like the whole thing is wild. All of the Kim Richards stuff is crazy. There's not a whole lot of Kyle in the book. They do talk a bit about Kyle and their dad, Ken Richards, when he had cancer and how how Kathy Hilton and Rick Hilton like didn't want to help him, even though he was struggling financially and he had cancer. And then finally they gave him some money. They like loaned him $10,000 and then made them sell their house to pay Kathy and Rick back. Even though he was dying of cancer, they had to sell their house to pay back a loan to his daughter. It's wild. Wild, 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 wild. The Wild West. House of Hilton is a trip. I think I want to do a dedicated like hour revisiting the juiciest bits of House of Hilton. Obviously, we did the deep dives in the book club, but like recapping part 1 of House of Hilton. I think that's what we'll do. Maybe I'll set that up for probably not this week. What's today? Wednesday. So we only have one more episode this week. Maybe next week. I'll dedicate one episode, no news, just one episode to House of Hilton. Maybe it'll come out next Wednesday. That'll be interesting. Maybe I'll bring Josh in. Well, no, I don't know if Josh would be comfortable doing that. But yeah, maybe I don't bring anyone on. But I really just recap the juiciest bits of House of Hilton because it is so good. The book is so long. There's no audiobook, so you really just have to read the actual book itself. I don't think it's on my bookshelf. I think it's in the studio. Or I was going to pull it up right now, but like wild bits, truly, truly insane. But I think Kyle is now starting to discover herself a bit more. She's trying to work through the trauma that Big Kathy endured, or that Big Kathy had projected onto them, that now she's having to endure again with Kathy Hilton. But yeah, it's good. It's good. I do miss doing book club though, you guys. I miss book club. But I mean, come on. I do live streams Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday mornings. We do Wednesday evening live streams that recap Salt Lake City. We do Thursday evening recaps that are members only bonus episodes. I'm doing a weekend recap with Donna Bowling, recapping old episodes of Real Houses of Beverly Hills. So book club is a lot because I have to like read, take notes, prep, and then deliver all of that. Book club was a lot, but maybe listen, if you guys are up for adding like a second tier of the Zack Pack members only on YouTube, that's a book club membership, because regular membership is only $2.99. But if we did like a $4.99 membership where you get all of the regular members only plus a weekly book club or a monthly book club, I don't know. Maybe a monthly book club. That's not a bad idea, right? Monthly book club, 1 hour, and it's not even going chapter by chapter recaps, but maybe just like the juiciest bits from that month's book. And then we have the whole month to read the book. And then at the start of the month, we're like, okay, let's get into the juiciest bits that came out of this specific book. I kind of like that. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of that idea. Either leave it in a comment below on YouTube, comment on Spotify, or you can leave it in an Apple Podcast review if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts. But yeah, Kyle Richards says that she's ready to start dating women. She's ready to embrace her lesbiana side. So, I mean, I wouldn't be mad if by the end of this, her and Morgan decide, you know what, we're in a relationship. We're going to own this. We're going to lean into this and we're going to do it. And good for them. Do you, boo. If that's what makes you happy, do you, boo. What else? Vicki Gunvalson. Oy vey, Vicki. So Vicki is now responding to Tamra Judge because she's just like, how dare you? Because Tamra Judge, which I talked about, what was it, yesterday's episode or Monday's episode about the Tres Amigas having their falling out, and Tamra saying that, she's being accused of not being there for Shannon, even though when Shannon got her DUI and Vicki took her in, and she's like, well, I couldn't be there for Shannon because I had to fly to Scotland to film The Traitors, and I was literally flying to Scotland when news broke, and so I couldn't physically be there because I was leaving to another country to film a television show that I was being paid to film. But she was checking in on Shannon. I do know that. I do know she was checking in on Shannon. I know that for a fact, and she was trying her best to be there for Shannon, amid all the traitor stuff. I do know that. And she also said the Alexis Bellino stuff that she made up with Alexis at BravoCon, and that, her befriending Alexis had nothing to do with Shannon, and she tried to keep it separate, but, whatever. But now Vicki is coming back at her, and Vicki is saying that that she's a liar. She's like, you prostitution whore. And she's basically saying that because Teddy then went on her podcast, and Teddy was saying, oh, it's interesting that Vicki can go off and talk about how she was so hurt that Kelly Dodd called her Miss Piggy, but yet she's over here talking about my looks. And then Vicki claps back, and she's like, I've never talked about your looks. You're such a liar. You're irrelevant to me. And she can't be bothered by Teddy. But at the same time, and she's also saying that her response to Tamra and all the things that Tamra said about her recently, she said that it's no wonder Tamra was cast on The Traitors because that's the perfect show for her. Traitors, because she calls Tamra a traitor. And I was like, ooh, spicy. It's Miss Spicy, baby. So Vicki, listen, one thing about Vicki, she's always going to pop off, and we love her for it, right? Because if she ain't popping off, then there ain't a whole lot of drama that we getting out of these ladies. But as of right now, there is no expectation for Vicki to return. We know Alexis is not coming back. So all of this is kind of just like, I miss seeing Vicki on the show. I think Alexis would have been a great addition. Like Heather, Vicki, Tamra, Alexis, Shannon. I think that would have been a lightning rod. Demote Gina. Maybe keep Emily in the mix to try and be like, whoa, these abuelas is crazy. But yeah, we'll see where that goes. Vicki and Shannon are doing their live show. Tamra and Teddy are doing their live show on January 25th. So it's all there. And then Monica Garcia, formerly Monica Fowler. So we had the part 1 of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion, which aired Tuesday night. And it was actually pretty good, but it was, I don't know. I don't see how the show moves forward. It doesn't seem, I know there have been rumors that Meredith and Whitney have made up with Monica. It doesn't appear to be the case based off of things that Meredith was tweeting during that. She's like, some people just don't know how to take accountability, and some people are just liars. And so she seemed to be like hinting that Monica and her are not good friends, even though that's been some of the speculation, or not good friends, but that they have not made up. So the only one that really seems to be in Monica's court at this point is Mary. And it's interesting to see if they will bring back Monica. We know that, Teresa Giudice has gone through this, right? But Teresa Giudice was like a pillar on Jersey. Because then you look back at the season 5 reunion. Remember where she's in the green dress and Jacqueline's in the short little red dress, and Teresa's in her Christmas pageant dress. Remember, that's what Caroline Manzo said. That was the wildest. Season 5 of Jersey was insanity. Season 4 was crazy, but season 5 and 6, oof. Or no, not 6. 5. That was Jacqueline and Caroline's last season. Because I don't think season 6 is when they brought in the twins, which was like the twins and Amber Marchese. But Teresa was on an island that season, and nobody was really talking to her friends with her. And then eventually they started to cast other people to kind of be on Teresa's side. So yeah, I think if Teresa can go through that, or even earlier, season 1 and season 2, or well, not season 2, but season 1 of Jersey, when you had Danielle, who was on an island, and they only had 4 housewives. And that's when that show really thrived. Like season 1 with Danielle Staub in the book and none of them liking her, and then coming back for season 2 and Danielle is able to come back. All you need is one person that's willing to bend a bit, And I think maybe if they bring back Mary full time, I don't know if they actually would though. But I mean, even bringing Mary back as a friend of, like, Mary could be a bridge to help Monica come back into the group, or at least make up with some of the other women. I don't see Lisa Barlow and Heather Gay forgiving Monica. I see that tension continuing to go, but like bringing back Monica for season 5, I'm not against it. I really am not. I think Monica brings a lot to the show. She's interesting. She's leaning into being a villain. She's not running from it. She's not playing the victim. She is, however, talking about her ex and why she got divorced, because it came up last night's reunion about the affair that she had with her brother-in-law, and she's like, it was a long time ago, and like, God forgave me because I prayed every day and I became a Mormon again. And now she's opening up about what the real reason was for her divorce, because, well, actually, I'll just read you the statement she posted on Instagram. She said, I've received several questions about my divorce. Yes, the affair happened a decade ago. No, that is not the reason for our divorce. I understand you all have questions and trying to figure out the reason for the divorce now. I have debated answering this publicly or not. However, when I did apply to be on the show, I had planned on bringing awareness to the subject and speaking about it openly. Sounds like she's trying to tee up a storyline for next season should she return, and also gain a little sympathy. Another subject which was discussed several times along with others that wasn't shown in the email that was shown on last night's episode. The reason for our divorce was because of domestic violence. My ex was arrested a couple of times for domestic violence on me in front of our girls and violations of protective orders. I had hoped to speak out about it on the show to help better explain why things are the way they are in my life currently, to bring awareness to women dealing with the issue and to help them see that they are not alone. I hope anyone going through this issue knows that I am with you. I hope you see that you can move on from this horrible situation and begin to give your children a better life away from those circumstances. That there is life after abuse, and that it wasn't your fault, and that you have tribes of people ready to carry you through. And then she puts, however, if this helps one person out there to feel seen and give them comfort and hope or support, then know that it's worth it to me. And she listed the National Domestic Violence Hotline, which is 1-800-799-7233. It's 1-800-799-7233. So, I mean, I don't know. It's interesting. It's like, how do we believe anything that Monica has to say? I mean, obviously, I don't think she's lying about domestic violence, but it's hard to be like, how do we then like have sympathy for her given like all the other crazy things that she's done? Obviously, you should always have empathy and empathy for women that are, or anyone in a situation with domestic violence, and always try to help them out of this. That's something that my mother always taught me, and something that, just values that I was raised with growing up, that you always help people when they need help, and you always try to be a support system for people when you can be. So, yeah, I'm glad that Monica's speaking out about this. I wish we would have gotten a little more of that from her this season, but she said that it was addressed, but I guess it wasn't really aired. So we'll see. There are 3 parts of the reunion. The elephant will be talked about. What is the elephant? But yeah, there are 3 parts of the reunion. We have part 1 that's out now. We have 2 more parts that are coming next week and the week after. And then we get Vanderpump Rules. Vanderpump Rules. You know that it's our time. These are the best days of our lives. Just raise your glasses high. This one's for you tonight. And if you're so excited about Vanderpump Rules, then you'll be so excited that Rachel Goes Rogue is going to be recapping it every week on her podcast. Rachel Goes Rogue. Did you see the new trailer for Vanderpump Rules? Ariana is being ignorant for not letting Tom buy her out of the house. Has a loan against it. She needs to get out and not hold on anymore. Okay, I'm glad Brittany brings this up because we discussed this the other day on the podcast about the lawsuit. She's now suing Tom to get him out of the house. But somebody brought it to light that in recent interviews, which I kind of vaguely remember, in recent interviews, she says she doesn't care if he stays in the house. Again, I vaguely remember this. She says she doesn't care if she stays in the house. She just wants to leave, but he can't afford to buy her out, I guess, because he took out a loan against, his portion of the mortgage. Remember when he was opening Schwartz and Sandy's? I don't know. But it made sense to me when somebody brought it up to me where they're like, oh, well, he can't just buy her out because he doesn't have the money to buy her out. And I was like, oh, well, then that makes sense. But, she still wants to get out. So the only way to afford that is to sell the house. But in the recent previews for Vanderpump, which are now going around, it looks like, at least from the editing of it, the impression I got is not so much that she just wants to get bought out, but that she doesn't want him living in the house either. Like, she wants to sell the house and be done with it, which is what my initial impression was. Like, I thought that was the thing, is she just wanted him out of the house and she wanted out of the house and neither of them to have the house. And that's kind of what it looks like based off of the way the trailer's edited. It looks like she doesn't want him to live in that house, which at this point I'm just like, let the house go, right? Let the house go. Take your money. If he can't afford it, then yeah, I think the house should move forward with the sale. And he needs to stop being a greedo too. Like, don't be greedy. You can't keep the house. You can't afford it. Sorry, that's just where you're at. That's just your situation. If you can't buy her out, then you know what? You got to sell the house and go back to an apartment in Valley Village. It is what it is. You got to deal with the circumstances of where you're at. You took out a loan, you opened a business, you're struggling with that business, and this is just where you're at, I wonder how much the house is worth. Can somebody check Zillow to see? I think it's like worth what, 1.2 million? How much is Tom and Ariana's house? Ooh, she co-owns a $2 million home. So Ariana and Tom Sandoval purchased a $2.075 million home together in 2019, which is obviously a huge asset. Interesting. Tom and Ariana house, Zillow. I don't think the house is for sale, but I do want to find. Oh, is this the house? Is this the house? No way. I think this is the house. It's listed for 2.8 million in Valley Village. This looks exactly like the house. Oh, that looks like their old apartment. Let's see. I'm looking at the photos in the house. This is their house. Oh my God. Okay. I found their house on Zillow. It's currently for sale, listed for $2.8 million. So they bought it for $2 million and now it's listed for 800 more. Nestled in the heart of Valley Village, this stunning Cape Cod style home built in 2018. Oh, wow. So it was brand new when they purchased it in 2019. Built in 2018 is a true gem, boasting 5 bedrooms and 4.5 bathrooms. This property exudes elegance and luxury. Step inside to discover high-end finishes throughout, creating an atmosphere of refined living. The gourmet kitchen is a chef's dream, equipped with top-of-the-line appliances and an expansive island perfect for culinary adventures and entertaining. The master bedroom. Oh, I don't think we're allowed to say master bedroom anymore. It's the primary bedroom now. The primary bedroom is a serene retreat featuring vaulted ceilings, a cozy fireplace, and dual closets, providing ample space and comfort. Indulge in the beauty of the lush backyard, complete with a sparkling pool and spa. Oh, the one Raquel was dipping her coochie in when Tom Sandoval made his first move. Ideal for unwinding on a lazy afternoon or hosting unforgettable gatherings where people will throw drinks at you. The built-in barbecue area is perfect for grilling your friends and grilling up delectable meals while enjoying the tranquil ambiance until your cast members come by and that ambiance gets popped. And then it's a night for entertaining. Beyond property boundaries, which the owners know about crossing boundaries all too well, you'll find yourself in close proximity to Studio City, renowned restaurants and chic shops offering convenience and a vibrant lifestyle. Don't miss the chance to own this exquisite property, exclusively coochie juiced by Raquel Leviss, and experience the perfect blend of luxury, comfort, convenience, and betrayal in Valley Village. Book your private tour today. Do not disturb tenants. Ooh, in all caps, do not disturb tenants. Photos have been virtually staged. It's been listed for the last 76 days. Interesting. How did she get it listed if... That's interesting. How would they get it listed? Tom and Ariana house. How would they get it listed if she's now suing him to sell it? Did she list it and now she wants it to be sold? I don't know. I'm a little confused by that. Interessante. Oh, wait. Is this not the same house? Oh, no. I don't think this is the same house. It's just a very similar. No, this looks like the house. No, it's not the same house. No, that doesn't look like their house. Whose house is this? I've seen this house. Tom and Katie's house. Oh, wait. Whose house is this? I'm looking at one. This is a Vanderpump house. Maybe it's Tom and Katie's house that I'm looking at. Yeah, this isn't Tom and Ariana's house. This is Tom and Katie's house that I'm looking at for $2.8 million. Because I know this kitchen, and I know. Oh, I know that living room. Oh, this makes me sad because now I remember. Ooh, Tom and Katie's house. Yeah, this is Tom and Katie's house. Very cute. Wow, I didn't realize Tom and Katie had a 5-bedroom house. Oh, okay, so the betrayal and the coochie juice, that's not about Tom Sandoval. This is Tom and Katie's old house that's currently listed. Sorry, guys. Sorry. So, yeah, someone asked, does anyone know what Tom and Katie got for their house since both homes are exactly the same? I mean, they seem exactly the same, but when you look at photos of Tom and Ariana's house, it's a little different. So, yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry. But yeah, this is Tom and Katie. I was like, I recognize this house, and that's why I automatically assumed it was Tom and Ariana's house that was listed on Zillow. But it's not Tom and Ariana's house. It's Tom and Katie's house. Because I was like, I know this backyard. I know this front. I know this, all of it. So there was no betrayal that we know of. Tom and Ariana's house is not listed. I would assume it would be listed for about the same, though. Yeah, Tom and Ariana's house is a little bit different. It's got the dual garage. So interesting. Still cute, though. All right. Well, there we go. Tom and Katie's house is on sale right now. You can get it for $2.8 million. Tom and Ariana's house, not on the market yet. So that's where the confusion has now been clarified. All right, guys. Well, I guess that's all I got for you on this Wednesday. I will be live tonight, Wednesday evening. Josh and I will be breaking down part 1, Josh from Louisiana. So be sure to subscribe to Josh from Louisiana's YouTube channel, Josh from Louisiana. And tune into our recap of part 1 of the Real Houses of Salt Lake City reunion tonight. Let's get it. Yes, apologize for the coochie comments. I apologize for the coochie comments. There are no coochie juices that belong to Rachel Leviss in that pool. Oh, because they said it was a sparkling pool. A sparkling pool is in like the bottom, like the backsplash is sparkling, the bottom is sparkling. They have sparkling water in the pool. Interesting. I don't know. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. You can always follow me at Just Plain Zack. Follow the podcast at No Filter with Zack on Instagram. Get your merch, Ruthless Not Toothless. Find me at Jason's, Zack Pack, No Filter, all of it. Get ready. It's available now. The link is in the description below. And yeah, I'll see you tonight. Salt Lake City recap. See you later, skaters. Give me a follow. Get your merch. Stay tuned. I will be live again tomorrow, Thursday. Like I said, I'm going to be on the OKOP podcast, so stay tuned for that. I'm also trying to get a clip from Court TV that I can share with you guys. So hang in there. Stay tuned. I'll see you later. All right, guys. I love you. I appreciate you. Ciao for now. Hit the like button on your way out. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, you can always join for a bonus audio episode every Friday by subscribing to No Filter Plus. And if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, please leave me a nice podcast review. It's free. It takes 2 seconds, and it really does help the show. It helps us in the rankings. It helps let other people know why they should listen to this podcast versus any other. So definitely be sure to show me some love. All right, guys. Ciao for now. Talk to you later. Bye. Bye.